The brief was always to add the missing piece of the airport and bringing together all the elements that are resulting from previous eras of growth. Since our first visit on site at the airport, our idea was always to pay homage to the great architect that had shaped the airport, and particularly the very inspiring 1961 Fernand Pouillon terminal. We've only met Fernand Pouillon through his work. First, when we repurposed the space of the old harbour in the heart of Marseille in 2013. Back then, the Mira Canopy and the Pouillon residential building were already creating a strong dialogue. We met again when we won the competition of the airport extension back in 2017 to be completed for the upcoming Olympics. Our proposal was always going to be a nod to history, celebrating the simplicity of Pouillon's original design, integrating it into one seamless terminal. Well, the Cœur is all about making sure that all the processes, all the flows are now becoming one. For the first time in the history of the airport in Marseille, all the passengers are going to go through one single flow, which is going to be a lot more about passenger experience, a lot more about an experience that is related to the place.
Donc une des grandes difficultés de travailler dans un site occupé, c'est dans le phasage et la planification des travaux. Parce que dans un premier temps, il faut assurer la circulation des passagers en tout temps, tout en gardant toujours la sûreté de l'aéroport pour ne pas créer un trou.
We try to keep it really simple when it comes to sustainability, simple, efficient. So most of it is about, passive measures, making sure the envelope of the building is efficient, making sure, for instance, that we provide natural light without having overheating during the summer months. And of course, because we are in the south of France, it's also about trying to release pressure on the cooling, on the aircon, in order to save energy. And in order to do that, we introduce natural ventilation in the terminal, which is using the skylights we see on top of us to get rid of the hot air during the nighttime.
Ce que j'aime en fait, c'est la gestion de la lumière. Ça me rappelle beaucoup un projet qu'on a fait ensemble, l'Ombrière du Vieux-Port. Pour moi, c'était vraiment important de retrouver ce traitement de la lumière, cette attention au site, l'importance du contexte. Et ici, on est encore avec un projet où la lumière est très classique et elle est traitée de manière très particulière.
The project, just like all the major public projects, was tendered publicly. We are in the public procurement here. But from the moment Vinci was picked, it was very much about getting to know them, getting to know the team working. And thank God, because at the end of a site like that, when it's so intense, so dense, having built this relationship is absolutely key to success.
Alors, la réussite d'un projet, elle passe forcément par un dialogue compréhensible entre ceux qui réalisent, les constructeurs, ceux qui conçoivent, les architectes de conception, les architectes de réalisation. Et ce dialogue est primordial du début d'opération jusqu'à la fin.
And through the 6 years, we've built a very tight-knit design team involving the architects, the engineers, all the partners around this project. And we've built that bond with the client and that trust that whatever is going to be thrown at the project, we will work together to overcome and deliver this world-class building.
What is great is that we are also adaptable. So for instance, once a week, we have the architecture team on site and at Foster's in London. We discuss what the plan is for that week, all the plans of action.
C'est un travail intensif, fluide et très motivant parce que qui nous amène toujours vers des nouvelles énergies.
Je me suis tout de suite sentie intégrée parce qu'il y a une très bonne cohésion d'équipe au sein des 3 co-traitants de ce groupement, donc Foster, WSP et Rogerie Tangram. Tout l'enjeu va être la communication entre nos 3 entités, puisque plus on discute, plus on communique, plus les informations vont passer, on va garantir l'aspect architectural et technique du projet. Donc tout est dans la cohésion d'équipe et je pense qu'on a des personnalités suffisamment fortes chacun pour relever tous ces défis à venir, notamment jusqu'en 2024.
The main material for the structure is steel, because the main priority in this airport was to have the largest spans possible in order to limit the amount of obstacle in the passenger flows.
Aujourd'hui, on a toute la pierre qui vient de l'usine de Comblanchien, donc qui est une usine en Bourgogne. Ensuite, on a aussi la canopée qui est avec du bois français. On a aussi un pourcentage d'acier recyclé de plus de 70%. Et nous avons en fait tous les matériaux. On essaie au maximum de privilégier les sources françaises et pour limiter les flux et limiter les transports et avoir au maximum des produits français.
So it was both about having locally sourced materials, but also materials that really can tell the story of the place and relate to the place.
Another part of the construction process was a lot was tested, prefabricated, brought onto site, tested multiple times through samples and prototypes. Every 2 weeks, I had to do these quality checks, quality controls, making sure they adhered to our details, our precision, and our overall design aim. I think this is going to be a fantastic gateway to the region, and I can't think of anything better than to showcase this during the Olympics. I mean, we're really placing it on one of the biggest world stages.
Et en plus en images, à la fois sur le bel objet qui sera construit et son positionnement par rapport aux autres aéroports français, il rentrera dans la cour des grands aéroports français sans aucun doute.
The Cœur d'Aérogare is the missing piece between Rogers and Pouillon at the heart of the newly extended terminal. It will form the new gateway to Provence by creating a strong dialogue between future and past.